Hello and welcome. I'm back with my series on financial modeling basics through the lens of the questions from ModelOff, the former World Financial Modeling Championships. We're up to 2016 now, which is, I guess, this round will be the halfway mark. We've done 3 full years. 2016 is the middle, 3 more full years to go after that. So, whew, long project, but we're getting there. All right, so this round we've got kind of 2 classic financial model questions and one sort of game question. I'm starting with one of the classic financial model ones. Is section 2. It's called a chip off the old block. Let's dive on in. You're working for a company planning to bid for a 20% stake in the cash flows of a biomass plant, which burns wood chip to produce electricity. Predict the cash flows of the project from 2017 until 26 quarterly, and use your model to recommend the purchase price the CEO should offer for a 20% stake. Assume all invoices are paid in the same, so fine, everything happens at the end of the quarter, yada yada. No inventory requirements and no taxes are applicable. Inflation, you're given 2017 prices and inflation applies on the 1st of January each year after that. You got a 9 megawatt plant, so running at full capacity will produce 9 megawatt hours of electricity per hour. Reasonable to assume the plant will run at 95% of its capacity 24 hours a day. Shutdown periods planned from the start of the first day at midnight until the end of the final day at midnight. We've got a few different periods planned. Electricity sales. So you've got a cap price and a floor price. The cap price is $70 per megawatt hour. It goes up at 2%. Floor price $45 goes up at 1%, and then you've got market prices in between. So if it goes below the floor, you get the floor. If it goes above the cap, you get the cap. And anywhere in between, you get the market price. And there's different market prices per year, not to be inflated. CEO is concerned the market price predictions may be overly optimistic, so we run some of the analysis as though electricity was always sold at the floor price. Okay. So wood chip each quarter, you purchase exactly enough wood chip to produce the megawatt hours of output in that quarter. Two possible suppliers buy the lowest cost per megawatt hour in that quarter, and if necessary, you top it up with the other one. So we've got details here: dollars per ton, inflation rate, how many megawatt hours you get per ton, and a limit on the number of tons you can buy from supplier 1. Supplier 2, you can buy as much as you want, and just different versions of those assumptions. $75,000 fixed cost per month, indexed at 1.5%. Required rate of return is 10%. No terminal value or disposal costs. We're just getting a present value of the 10 years of cash flows. Discount using an Excel function or functions that discounts on an actual over 365 basis. That's a very convoluted way of saying use XNPV. Assume an acquisition date of 31st of December 2016. All cash flows occur at the end of the quarter. The question wording: Q1 is January to March, Q2 is April. Fine. All right, so nothing too crazy there. Let's dive on in. All right, so same assumptions just laid out over here. So first thing I always like to do when there's a bunch of different inflation indices is just start off with indices. There's the different indices. They all start off as 1. I always make the first one red because it's different from the rest. And I'm gonna hide those extra columns. And then do this, and then we'll say if month of this equals 1, then we get our rates block, and then it's going to be 1 plus all that. I don't need to say otherwise anything because by default if returns false as the second argument, and 1 plus false is 1, so false is basically 0. So that multiplied by previous value. Drop the sheet name, that's always annoying. Ref, wait, oh sorry, because it would help if I put in the multiplied sign. Okay, and then we carry across. So 1st of January it goes up, 1st of January it goes up, and so on across. That seems to be working fine. All right, so second thing is let's look at our, let's figure out what our production per quarter is going to be. And to do that, first thing I want to do is figure out the days active. And to figure out that, I want to figure out how many shutdown days we have in each quarter. So to figure out how many days overlap between this range start to end and this range start to end, you can use the max of, let's just start with min of the end dates minus the max of the start dates plus 1, and then you need to take the max of that and 0, because that'll go negative if you're outside the period. So let's see, that first one happens in June 17, which is all in that month, good. And oops, let's do the whole hiding thing here again. And okay, so that one happens in 17, then we're in 2020, all good, then we're in 21. All seems to be working fine. Okay. So then we're going to have production. So we'll have active days. And that's going to be the end minus the start plus 1 is the days in the quarter minus the number of shutdown days, which will be here. Okay, and then production megawatt hours. And that's going to be the number of days active times 24 hours a day times 9 megawatts per hour times 95%. And then all of these need to be locked. Can I do them all at once? Yes, I can. All right. So we're golden. So that's our production. Next thing to think about is, that part's all done. Okay, so is our prices. So prices, so we want the floor, the cap, the market, and call it cap floored market for want of a less stupid name. Anyway, okay, so floor price is that index times floor price. Cap price is this index times cap price. Market price is, I'm going to look up the, hang on. Does this always, yes, it always changes on the 1st of April, which is a quarter start date, fine. Had me worried there. All right, so we're going to look up that in here, lock returning from here, lock, and we want an exact match or next smaller item. So let's just see, 78 for the first quarter of 17, yes, then 65 for 4 quarters, and then so on. Yes, that's working fine, and just check there is a value all the way to the end, yes. Okay, so then our capped floored market is just going to be the median of those 3. If you're not comfortable with median, you can say if this is greater than this, then this, otherwise if this is less than this, then this, otherwise this, but median does the same thing and it's a lot neater. All right, so then we've got revenue, so we'll do market and let's call it cap floor, or sorry, cap floor and floor are the scenarios we want. So I'll just call it, what do I want to call it? Market cap floor. I'm going to call it cap floored market, whatever, and floor. So that's our megawatt hours. These prices are dollars per megawatt hour. Yes, I should really label better, but that ship has sailed. Okay, so cap floored market is that one, and the floor is this one. Okay. Then we're interested in costs based on our suppliers. So let's see, we've got suppliers. So what I'm interested in is the dollars per megawatt hour, because I'm given dollars per ton, but they have a different efficiency, each one. So let's say supplier 1 price. That's what is it, dollars per ton. And same thing for supplier 2. And then supplier 1, dollars per megawatt hour. And same thing for supplier 2, because that's the thing I want to compare. But first, let's do the price. So supplier 1 is the supplier 1 index times this. And supplier 2's price does not inflate and is just 130. So lock and carry across. Okay, then so that's the dollars per ton. That's the megawatt hours per ton. So the dollars per megawatt hour we're going to want to divide. So it's going to be this divided by this for supplier 1. And it's going to be this divided by, sorry, this whole row divided by this for supplier 2. Okay, and then what are we doing? I'm gonna figure out how much we're buying from each. So what have we got? We've got a ton limit here. So max megawatt hours per quarter. So we're given a cap for supplier 1. The most you can buy is 4,500 tons, but I'm going to do my calculations in megawatt hours, so it's more useful for me to convert that into a megawatt hours cap. So if it's 3.5 megawatt hours per ton, then 4,500 tons will be 15,750 megawatt hours. Okay. So, and then where's my production is here. Okay. So supplier 1 tons, supplier 2 tons. I could be more clever, but I'm just going to be simplistic. I'm going to say if. So first of all, if supplier 2 is cheaper than supplier 1, then you just get everything from supplier 2 because they have no limit. Otherwise, I'll come back to that in a second. And similarly, if that, then 0. Sorry, what? Supplier 2 is less than supplier 1. Sorry, changed the wrong one. Okay, so that is 0. Otherwise x. So then what is x? X is going to be the, sorry, supplier 1. What I really want to get is megawatt hours first, not tons. So if supplier 1 is cheaper, then you buy as much, you buy the fuel to supply as many of the megawatt hours from them as you can, which is the minimum of this and their floor. And then here you're just going to buy that minus whatever you've supplied from the cheaper supplier. Okay, so let's see. We've got some cases where supplier 1 covers everything. Okay, and here, then eventually, right, because supplier 1 is having cost inflation and supplier 2 is not, so eventually supplier 2 just gets everything. That makes sense? Okay, so then finally, tons, and that's just going to be this divided by this, and this divided by this. Oops. Yeah. There we go. And so finally, supplier 2, supplier 1 cost, supplier 2 cost. I feel like I'm looking at this and thinking I could have modeled it more elegantly, but whatever, that ship has sailed. So that times this, and this times this. Okay, so total, what do we call this? I guess direct costs. Direct costs, and we have other fixed costs. Now, did that inflate as well? Yes, there's an inflation index just for that. Fab. So we take the sum of those, and then here we take the fixed costs inflation index times the 75,000 per month. Watch out for that, times 3. And carry that across. Total costs. And then we'll go with, I guess I should go with costs rather than, so then profit / cash flow, because I think in this question they're basically synonymous. And that is going to be our, oh yeah, sorry, let's do the 2 scenarios. So that is going to be this, where's it gone? Revenue here, minus these costs. Okay, and then we're going to want to discount those. So EV of stake. So we're interested in a 20% stake. So we're going to need to have that out of the way. This minus 1, because we need to discount back to the 31st of December 2016. So we need that in there as well. And I guess we might need zeros. I can never remember if you need zeros or not. So then we're going to say X and PV. Sorry, I've got to put in the rate. Let's put it here. The capped floored one, we want a 10% return, and if it's just floor, we're happy with a 4% return. All right, so then it's going to be X and PV of, sorry, rate, values, and dates. Okay, now I think we're ready to start answering some questions. Hopefully we'll get them right. Let's see. Question 6. How many days is the plant operational in Q4 2023? So link. 2023 is here, Q4, 75 days. And that's D. Okay, how many megawatt hours of electricity in total? Production is here. Yep, 728050. That is D. Question 8. Cap price in April 25. Sorry, cap price is here. Oh, there's April 25 right there. 82.02. Is I. Okay. Total revenue based on the market price subject to floor and cap. That's this guy. 45176,687. Yeah, it's working. All right, question 10. Floor price only. Here. Ooh, that's looking. Oh no, sorry. I thought I was looking way higher, but no, it's 34,274,780. 34,274,780 is H. Okay, 11. Which quarter start date does the wood chip from Supplier 2 first become cheaper per megawatt hour produced than the wood chip from Supplier 2? So that's going to be XLOOKUP true in, we want to see is these guys cheaper than these guys, and we want to return from the quarter start date, I think it said. So that's here, 1 Jan 24, which is C. Kind of impossible to know with a question like that from the answers whether you've got it right or not. Total cost of wood chip purchased in Q1 18. Total direct costs, which is wood chip purchased in Q1 of 18. That's there, 547,335, which looks good, is E. Okay, question 13, total cost of wood chips in Q3 23. Q3 of 23, no, that's Q4, Q3. Total direct costs, 608,446, Yes. H. Okay, 14. How many tons of wood chip are purchased from Supplier 2 over the 10 years? Oh, I don't know if I calculated. No, I did. Yeah, I did tons. Good. Ah! Get back up here. Yes, I was thinking in megawatts, but I did also calculate tons. Part of why I thought I might have laid it out inelegantly, but fine, I guess I needed that. 72328. 72328 is D. 15. What are the total revenues less total costs of the project over the 10 years based on the revenue market price, floor, and cap? Okay. So that's my profit slash cash flow, floor, and cap, which is 12829,511. Yes, A. 16. Same question for floor only. 1927604. Yeah. I. Okay, 17. What price should your company offer? Oh, that reminds me, the 20% stake. I don't think I included the 20%. Nope, I didn't. Whoops. All right, so let's try that again. All right, so now, what price should your company offer for 20% stake? 10%, yep. Okay, and same question with the 4%. Okay, fine. So these are the last two answers. There's no answer choices to choose from. Do I feel good? I guess I do feel pretty good because everything else worked out the first time, except of course that I remembered when I got to here that I hadn't multiplied by 20%. So easy to make mistakes. All right, let's see if it worked. So I got DDIA, HCE, HDAI. Can't remember that many in my head. DDIA, HCE, HDAI. That sounds good. And 1661626. Yes. 1661626. 323 272. 323 272. That's all I got for today. See you next time.